Everyone, welcome to our cozy corner of the internet where we get to talk about everything real estate. So if you're sitting on the fence about selling your home and wondering is now the right time, you are in the right place. But before we jump into it, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any videos that are coming up every single week, and also providing you with real estate tips and tricks. So today we're unpacking why the current market is a sweet spot for the sellers. So let's dive in. So let's start with the basics. According to the recent study, there are now 15.6% more homes for sale than this time last year. That sounds great, right? But here's the kicker. When we compare to 2019, the so-called last normal year, we are looking at nearly 40% fewer homes on the market. This might sound confusing, but it's actually great news for sellers. More homes means more options for buyers, but not so many that your home won't stand out. So if you're holding off on selling because you're worried where we're going to find a home like this might be just the good news you needed. So there are more options for your next move. So if you're thinking about selling because your current home isn't in the right fit anymore, maybe it's too big now, or it's too small, or it just doesn't suit your lifestyle. Whatever the reason may be, the increase in homes for sale means you've got more options for you as well, or your next move that you're gonna be for your next home. It's like going to a buffet and having more delicious choices than last year, let's be honest. And it makes finding the perfect next spot a bit easier. So don't worry about being stuck without options. With the help of your local real estate expert, you can navigate the market and also find great new places to call a home. And now let's tackle a common worry: competition. You might be thinking, if there's more homes to sell, won't I have to compete harder to sell mine? And here is the good news for real. Even though there are more homes listed now, we are still not at the levels we saw in a normal year like 2019. We're nearly 40% below those numbers. This means your home is more likely to catch the eye of the buyers, since there aren't so many options out there that could be for that specific buyer. So if you work again in working with your price for your current home correctly, it's still very possible to sell quickly for a very good price. So I want to give a quick real example of a buyer that I've been working with in looking for the homes, right? So we've been in the market for about a month and a half, looking at a lot of different options, but the one hasn't come through. We even thought about putting some offers in different properties that was actually sticking in the market for a long time because the price was unreasonable. So that's why pricing is so important. And then long behold came a house in the market last Thursday, and it was just exactly what the client was looking for, and we were ready to put an offer, but they had a review date. So it's super cool about that first week. It's like the chances for you to get the most for your home. So pricing right, so having a review date to see if there's gonna be competitive offers, staging the property, making sure everything's looking amazing. The photos are so important. And here we did go. We put an offer on the review date. We competed against 3 other buyers and we won the deal. So all of these things are super important when you're selling. What is attracting the buyer? The price point, because then we actually paid more. We paid $65,000 more for that home that was listed at 1.8. So in the end, it was 1.865. But here's the thing: it was well taken care of. The home was painted. It had all the nice staging which again, it's helping the buyer envision themselves into that home. So as you're thinking about selling, all of those things are important, and especially the price point. Don't be so greedy when you're thinking about the price point, because if you think about just putting slightly less just to be competitive, you will recuperate that on the competitions. So just a little, idea and something that just happened recently, just sharing with you as you're navigating through this market. So what's your takeaway from this? If you're thinking of selling, now it's a pretty sweet time. You've got more options for your next place and less competition in selling your current one. So if you're ready to take that leap or just curious about what the possibilities are, so chatting with me so I can answer all your questions about our local market, it will be a wonderful, great steps. So if you found this video helpful in any way, drop a comment below with your thoughts or question, and I would love to be hearing from you and to connect with you. But if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe the channel for more insights into the real estate world. And thanks again for stopping by and watching this video with me today.